Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, T-Dub here, and welcome to my stream of conscious video on Mass Effect 3 Citadel. That's right, even though I did touch on this subject in my Mass Effect 3 video, but not too many people watch that versus several of my other videos, number one. Number two, I wanted to actually devote more time to this subject of this expansion of Mass Effect 3, known as Citadel. I think it's worthy of discussing it. I have several thoughts on it that I did not get out, and I think it's just a fun story to riff on, And I think that's always a good reason to make a video. Maybe? I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? The story is quite bonkers, but it starts relatively normal with Shepard exploring their new apartment gifted to them by Admiral Datterson. Shep then receives a message from Joker inviting them to a sushi restaurant. Whilst there, it is discovered that Joker received one from Shepard. As they put two and two together, they're interrupted by Chief Analyst Brooks, who has reported that Shepard is in grave danger as there are people that want them dead. Per expectations, Shep and Joker don't take this threat seriously one bit until a group of malevolent mass mayhem marauders make muerte. In the ensuing chaos, the gunmen end up shooting Shepard through the glass floor, which sends them down into the lower ends of the Citadel. Shepard eventually finds himself in a car park of sorts battling these armed assassins alongside their love interest, and eventually Uncle Rex, who has quite the epic entrance if I do say so myself. After escaping back into the apartment, the rest of the crew shows up, and it's here where we can chat with them in between missions. I always make a habit of doing this as it just adds more character to this expansion, and it's just kind of fun.
Back during my pilgrimage, I used to walk around near that sushi place and watch the fish through the window. I knew they'd never let me inside, but I'd think to myself, someday, when I've proven my worth to the galaxy, I'll go there for dinner. And then, you broke their floor.
Do they even have food you can eat there?
Not the point, Shepard.
Our next mission is to infiltrate a casino as its owner is connected to the mercs that tried to gank our interplanetary hero. We take Brooks as she can crawl through the vents and get us into the secured areas, and being the thirsty bi that I am, I decide to take Kaden as our date even if this cutscene doesn't acknowledge that, to which I say I will not stand for this poly-bi erasure. Our main thing here is to mingle with the neoliberal and conservative elite of the Citadel, whilst Brooks does her thing. We can also gamble. That's fun, I guess. I don't know. Gambling has never really been my thing, as I generally just see it as a waste of money. I don't even really gamble in video games all that often. There are also a few times when either Shepard or Kaden has to distract a guard, as well as hacking cameras in order to progress. By the time we make it to the safe room, Guy is already as dead as Perfect Legend's reputation after challenging Sonic Fox to a game of Mortal Kombat. Shepard also gets taunted by the person who is dead, set on making Shepard dead. Back at the hideout, the gang decides their next move here, and it's here where Brooks brings up that the many people of the Alliance look up to the Normandy crew as legends. This is an interesting little bit of lore, as by this point Shepard and Co. has already saved the galaxy at least 2 times over, more if you count DLC missions. So by now, yeah, I guess they would all be regarded as icons worthy of praise, and that's not something I've come across very often, but then again, most game narratives really don't focus on that kind of stuff. Liara's info drone Glyph then informs the team that Shepard's Spectre codes were used in the Citadel archives, so off we go to the archives section. It's here where the truth is finally revealed. The evildoer behind all of this death, destruction, and doom is none other than Commander Shepard's clone. You see, when Cerberus were bringing Shepard back to life back in Mass Effect 2, they had clones made for extra body parts. Clone Shep didn't appreciate this too much and eventually went rogue, and now we've got to fight through waves of marks to get to them. But Ozer McNoserton, Shep fell right into a trap and now they're stuck. And not only that, Brooks wasn't actually an Alliance member at all, but instead she's ex-Cerberus. And now Shepard is stuck inside of a tube. But there's one thing the clone did not count on, and that's the fact that Shepard has Glyph on their side. After freeing themselves and taking a couple of crew members with them, Shepard fights their way back to the Normandy, where they encounter Trainer, who said she got fired by Shepard until we prove that we're the real deal.
That's Decision Pro Mark IV.
It uses Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums.
Yes, I told you that.
And I remember, because I'm the real Shepard.
And someone just threw me off the ship. If it wasn't you...
A clone. Honestly, when you serve on the Normandy long enough, you get used to things like this.
Oh, and we break into the ship in the greatest way possible. Yes, a toothbrush that generates mini Mass Effect fields. Man, I just love these games. Our crew then enters the Normandy and we get this little bit of dialogue from some soon-to-be-dead dudes.
Alright, get a patrol going. Find Shepard. The real one. Hey, what do you mean by slow him down? We're allowed to kill Shepard if we have to, right? He said slow him down because he thinks we're cannon fodder. Oh, well, shit.
Afterwards, Shep and Co. make their way to the cargo bay to finally take out that no-good bitch as well as Brooks. The fight has a decent length to it, long enough to feel like a proper boss fight, but not so much that it overstays its welcome. Eventually, both Sheps find themselves hanging on to the edge of the Normandy, and only the real Shep's crew steps up to help them whilst the clone is left to commit sepultura. Now that everything is wrapped up, that can only mean one thing: party time, baby! Yes, a party featuring all of the surviving members of the entire Mass Effect trilogy, and the interactions are glorious AF. This, right here, more than the actual campaign, is my favorite part of the, well, can I even really call this DLC at this point? Doesn't matter, I suppose, but regardless, it just rules. I'm just gonna play some of my favorite moments from this part of the DLC.
So he won't dance with you, huh?
Hello, Shepard. You will not.
Well, I will.
Seriously though, don't go there.
Do you find it relaxing?
Kinda. Among other things.
Looks good on you.
You're being so gentle, Liara. Can I have a turn?
Shepard is saving the galaxy. You have to forgive a few eccentricities.
It's very enthusiastic.
It is impressive.
We should record this and broadcast it for the Reapers. They'll either run away, melt down, or fall in love.
Good to see some things don't change.
Well, I like it, Commander. It's good to see you cut loose now and then.
Thank you all for your loyalty and support.
Is it time to rule the galaxy now? Kneel before Javik. I had a dream. 50,000 years had passed. It was horrible. I was alone. Primitives had evolved. They ruled the galaxy. Solarians, Turians, the Asari. There was one, Liara. She had those eyes and that voice. She was blue. No, it was just a dream.
After the wild night, the team sobers up and heads out to fight the Reapers. This bittersweet moment is so fucking perfect, especially because it was the last part of the trilogy the devs ever worked on. It's because of this that they didn't want to waste a moment. If there was anything they wanted these characters to do, it was do it now or forever hold your peace. But wait, there's more! Like a plug for my Patreon, patreon.com/TWK Reviews. Donate today! Hey! Anyways, there actually is more. There is. On top of all that, there are minigames to play, and anyone who knows me is aware that I'm a big ol' honkin' minigame addict. My favorite of which is this robo-fighting game which just requires a bunch of button mashing, which is always a fun time.
Nice punch!
This is all good. Game over. Congratulations, that's a new high score.
On top of that, there's also a fighting arena where you get to pick the enemies, the setting, and the partners. As you score more points, you unlock more options. And as a fan of pro wrestling, arena settings are always a plus for me, especially when they're done as well as they are here. The only thing missing here would be a choice of theme songs for Shepard. Would have been a perfect place to use Miracle of Sound. And that is the video! Ooh, perfect. First try. Wow, I was not expecting that. Nevertheless, yes, that is the video done and dusted, and now I can officially put Mass Effect, the original trilogy, in its entirety, into the rear view. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, and it's off into the past. As for the future, well, I'll see you all in a few weeks for my next video. That's right. This next video is going to take a little bit longer to produce than normal. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this video done, because I knew that I could just reuse old footage and just get this one right out there. Super easy. Easy peasy. No stress, no mess. Unlike what's going on in this country, which is quite stressful at the moment. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a perfect rest of your day, and I hope, most importantly of all, you all stay safe.
Shepard! Want a drink? I'm toasting Miranda, I think.
How are you getting drunk?
Very carefully. Taurian brandy, triple filtered, then introduced into the suit through an emergency induction port.
That's a straw, Tally.
Emergency induction port. When do we get to stop reacting to our parents and start living for ourselves?
The answer to that one's at the bottom of that glass.
I might need help with the induction straw. Port. You know.
Here's to Miranda.
Nice job, you genetically perfect Cerberus cheerleader Boschtet. Kila Solai.